theme of this exhibition is a transformation, and for you, and what the transformation is, and how it is responding in your new works, this theme.
Well, when I heard about it, I think transformation is everything. It can be anything because it's nature. For me, we always transform, to the unit of time in the 1 hour or half hour, 1 minute less, 1 second, until you cannot divide the time. That little unit is always different. The body, the cells is changing. So not only body but also material is also moving, and so that's why I say it's everything. It can be everything. So, but I narrowed down to this change that we can physically see or feel in the physical sense and also in psychological sense in this nature, especially on the set, one of the national parks that I shot the movies in. So recently there's a problem with the vines that growing very quickly, and there's a mixture of wine, also Japanese wine. I think it's kutsu wine.
Kutsu.
Yeah, no, kutsu, and also other kind of wine that threaten the biology of this forest, so that it really affect the animals and plants because it's spread very quickly, and I think that the park realized quite late or too late. Yeah, so it become a kind of natural disruption and turn into disaster in a way that it blocked the sunlight and also blocked the path of animal feeding grounds. So you can now they start to have effect, because sometimes the forest collapse, the whole jungle, because there's no sunlight to the roots, and the vine cover all over different trees, like millions of square meters, and so the park try to control it, but they don't know how, because there's theory that should they leave it like this because it's natural process, but another theory is that no, this is not natural because it's because the human intervention, that there's no forest fire. Usually there should be more forest fire to clear the path. So this kind of thing that interests me in the way that human deal with this condition. How will you do with the change in nature? So the park send the rangers and also high villagers around to deal with it, and the fact that they don't have the budget, so they have only less than 100 people to deal with, the area like a city, so it's like ants going to deal with all this. So I sent my team to document the process, and it's very interesting that we got a huge document of interviews and portraits. That sometimes we know that sometimes the rangers have to work very long hours, so they have to use illegal drugs, which is basically leaves from the south of Thailand. His name is Kratom. It has a scientific name. That is stimulant, that it keep you work long hours, but after you work long hours you collapse like a tree. So I really like this idea that human depend on nature to deal with nature, and that the nature growing in like very organic way, to try to find their way, but human also trying to deal with it, but have to change the condition of the state of body, physical body, and state of mind, to transform oneself, to how say, to dream, when they've collapsed, or to not be themselves, That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So I document that, and I select some footage of one time before noon, before the lunch break, that they clearing this path, just one vine, but they have millions of vines to deal with. Yeah. So become this show at the Mod is I think it's the first one of the series that will look at this process. Yeah.
So you mentioned about some kind of voiceover. So it's talking about some very personal.
Yeah.
It's kind of dreams. Yeah.
I think that's the way I work. That I always have to be personal. Like the last film I made, Uncle Bunmi, it's a portrait of someone else. But I tried to work, and I realized I couldn't. I have to put myself in my perspective. So I become Uncle Apichatpong, and I put a lot of myself, my reference to my father and the landscape and the media I grew up with. So the same thing happened here, that I try to put the idea of myself or my reference of different state of the mind in. So I interview my boyfriend, kind of wake him up every morning and ask, what did you dream? And many times he didn't remember. But just, oh, don't mess with me. But you know, so that kind of voice that again just selected very little part to put in this thing. Yeah, so they have the movie float in between, very subjective, you know, and also objective when you just see the man working. Yeah.